Most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish.
This one right here. This scandal is so explosive, it makes the Kardashians look like they're arguing over who stole whose lip gloss. Because the moment Usha Vance's emotional reaction leaked, the entire internet froze like someone accidentally unplugged reality. A clip surfaced out of nowhere showing Usha reacting to something involving Erika and JD Vance. And trust me, the emotion in her voice alone had people acting like they just discovered a hidden chapter of American politics written by Netflix scriptwriters. The video wasn't loud, wasn't dramatic, wasn't staged. It felt raw. It felt real. And nothing terrifies the internet more than a raw political moment. Suddenly, people were screenshotting, zooming, slowing the audio down like they were decoding CIA files. Bloggers said they'd never seen Usha react this way. Comment sections erupted like someone dropped a match in a fireworks factory. And all anyone could ask was, what did Erika do? What did JD say? And why did Usha look like she'd finally had enough of the behind-the-scenes mess? Because whatever went down behind those closed doors, this leak didn't just expose it. It cracked the entire story wide open. The moment that leaked clip of Usha Vance hit the internet, timelines went into full meltdown mode like someone cut the brakes on a political roller coaster. Nobody expected it. Nobody saw it coming. And absolutely nobody was prepared for the emotional weight in her voice. Because Usha isn't the type to react publicly, dramatically, or emotionally. She's calm, composed, razor sharp. The kind of woman who could walk through chaos holding a cup of tea without spilling a drop. So when she reacted, people knew something serious, something messy. Something downright explosive must have gone down between Erika and JD Vance. From the very second the leak dropped, fans and critics dove straight into detective mode. People played the audio like it was a national security emergency. They slowed it down, sped it up, enhanced it, filtered it, transcribed it, and then argued over the transcription like it was the lost scroll of modern politics. Some swore they heard heartbreak. Others said it sounded like betrayal. A few claimed it was frustration, the type that builds after months of secrets finally burst out. Whatever it wasn't small. It wasn't light. It wasn't simple. It was heavy enough to knock the political ecosystem off balance. And that's when the theories started pouring in faster than Erika explaining herself in interviews. The internet went wild asking what Erika had done behind the scenes. Some said she leaked something about JD's campaign that wasn't supposed to see daylight. Others insisted there was a private argument between Erika and Usha that spiraled out of control. And then there were the conspiracy theorists, the ones who always think they know the secret. Truth claiming this drama had been boiling for months. And the clip was only the tip of the emotional iceberg. But here's the thing. This mess didn't start with a leak. It had roots, deep roots in political tension, personal clashes, and a timeline full of little moments people ignored. Erika has always been loud, unfiltered, and dangerously outspoken in ways that make political handlers sweat like they're running a marathon in a sauna. JD Vance, on the other hand, tries to present himself as clean-cut and disciplined. And Usha, she's the steady center, the calm strategist, the diplomatic backbone. So the idea that those three collided in a dramatic emotional explosion, it didn't feel random. It felt inevitable. The first sign something was wrong came weeks before the leak. When Erika made comments about JD that didn't sound scripted, approved, or softened by PR gloss, she hinted at disagreements. She hinted at pressure. She hinted that not everything between them was as smooth as people assume. Political watchers brushed it off, thinking it was harmless shade. But hindsight is cruel, because now those comments look like a breadcrumb trail leading to a much bigger blow-up. Meanwhile, Usha kept doing what she always does, staying poised, staying polished, staying silent. But political insiders started noticing her body language in public appearances. A tight smile here, a stiff posture there. The type of shift only people who pay obsessive attention to political spouses would catch. Those people later swore the emotional leak made perfect sense. They claimed they'd seen the pressure building long before the world noticed, as soon as the video leaked. Media outlets scrambled to explain the situation before anyone else could control the narrative. They fired off headlines faster than interns could type. Usha Vance seen emotional in private clip. Erika's comments come back to haunt JD, political tension in the Vance circle. But none of these articles knew the full truth. They were reacting, not informing. Because the actual story, the one whispered behind closed doors, was 10 times more dramatic and way too spicy for the morning news. Inside political circles, people were gossiping harder than high school students near a locked teacher's lounge. Staffers whispered that Erika said something about JD Vance's decision-making that crossed a line. Others said she challenged Usha directly during a private discussion, which was the political equivalent of bidding someone's soul goodbye. And then there were the insiders who claimed the emotional reaction wasn't anger or shock, but disappointment. Deep, heavy disappointment. The kind that comes from someone you trusted going a little too far, and while all of this swirled around them, Erika kept doing her thing like she wasn't sitting in the center of a political tornado. She went online, posted selfies, posted quotes, posted cryptic captions, like she was auditioning for a role in a melodrama about misunderstood masterminds. People read every post like they were decoding hidden messages. A single emoji from Erika could spark 3 hours of political debate. JD Vance didn't help the situation either. He went suspiciously silent, which the internet always interprets as guilt, fear, or plotting. People joked that he was somewhere holding a crisis management binder while Usha and Erika were turning Washington into a soap opera set. Others said he was trying to pretend everything was normal while Googling how to stop two brilliant women from emotionally destroying each other. Meanwhile, the leaked clip itself became the centerpiece of the scandal. It wasn't long, but it said enough. Usha's voice cracked at one point, the exact millisecond the internet latched onto like hungry investigators. That crack became the symbol of the entire controversy. Analysts dissected it. Fans replayed it. Politicians tried to downplay it. But everybody felt it. It didn't sound performative, rehearsed, or political. It sounded painfully human. And that alone made it more powerful than any press release. As more people reacted, the mess grew. Supporters defended Usha fiercely, saying she deserved better than being dragged into Erika and JD's tension. Critics accused Erika of crossing boundaries for publicity. Others blamed JD for letting tensions escalate. And then came the wildest group, the ones who insisted the leak was strategic, planned, released intentionally to expose the truth without breaking NDAs. These people acted like they cracked the Da Vinci Code. Every new theory added fuel. Every fuel spark added chaos. And every moment of chaos pushed the story forward like a runaway train with no brakes. Political commentators started calling the situation Vancegate. Meme pages turned Usha's emotional moment into exaggerated reaction edits. TikTok creators narrated the story like tragic Greek mythology. And Twitter threads became digital battlefields. But here's the truth nobody wanted to admit. The emotional reaction leak wasn't the scandal. It was the symptom. The real drama was the fight happening behind the scenes. The clash between loyalty and ego, truth and image, personal boundaries and political ambition. Erika and JD were tangled in something messy. And Usha, she was caught in the emotional crossfire. This was no ordinary political scandal. This was a personal explosion masked behind polished campaign photos. And the next phase. It was about to get even more chaotic if the leaked clip was the spark. The internet was the gasoline, because the moment Usha's emotional reaction went public, the story didn't just spread, it erupted. Comment sections turned into digital police stations. TikTok became a courtroom. Reddit transformed into a conspiracy bunker. People analyzed the situation like they were on a crime thriller task force. And Erika somehow became the main character in a drama she definitely didn't audition for, but absolutely refused to walk away from the twist began when a political commentator tweeted that Erika had overstepped in a private discussion, and that one vague tweet was enough to send the internet into detective hyperdrive. People acted like they had front row seats to a political soap opera. Suddenly, everyone was an expert on body language, tone, marriage dynamics, campaign pressure, and emotional psychology. Someone even made a chart comparing Usha's voice pattern before and after Erika spoke, like they were analyzing seismic activity. Then came the memes. Oh, the memes. People edited Erika and Usha into movie posters. One viral meme called the situation "The Real Housewives of Capitol Hill." Another showed Usha looking emotional with the caption, "When the group project partner goes off script." People joked that this drama had more layers than an overpriced wedding cake. Even the political news pages, the ones usually serious enough to make you fall asleep, started posting popcorn emojis. But the wildest reactions came from celebrities and political commentators who love dipping into drama they have no business in. One actress tweeted, "Women deserve respect behind the scenes too." And suddenly, everyone assumed she was defending Usha. A comedian posted, "Erika always acts like she's the main event," which fans immediately turned into a shady quote aimed directly at her. Nothing was confirmed, but the internet didn't need confirmation. All it needed was oxygen. And then, Erika opened her mouth. Because of course she did. And she did it in the most Erika way possible. She posted a passive-aggressive "I stand by what I said" message, which didn't clarify anything but made absolutely everything 10 times worse. She doubled down like someone who'd been waiting her entire life for a public feud with a political spouse. And the internet reacted like she just poked a sleeping bear with a flaming stick. People started choosing sides, not politely, not respectfully, but with the kind of intensity normally reserved for Marvel vs. DC debates. Usha's supporters were furious. They accused Erika of being reckless, dramatic, attention-hungry, and completely unaware of how her words impacted the people around her. Erika defenders clapped back, calling Usha too sensitive. That was the moment everything turned nuclear. Because the idea that Usha.com composed diplomatic Usha was being too sensitive had fans typing furious essays like they were applying for a PhD in emotional intelligence. And JD, still silent, still pretending everything was totally fine, still acting like nothing in his life was currently on fire. The silence didn't help him. It made him look guilty, lost, or terrified of getting yelled at by either woman. Commenters joked that JD was somewhere Googling how to flee the country. Politely. Others said he looked like a man trapped in a group chat argument he didn't want to be part of, but couldn't leave, because it involved his entire career. Meanwhile, TikTok absolutely lost its mind. Creators who usually dance or cook suddenly turned into investigative reporters. Some reenacted the alleged argument. Others acted out Usha's emotional reaction. And then there were the conspiracy TikTokers, the ones who stare into the camera with dramatic music playing, claiming the drama was rooted in jealousy, strategy, disagreements, or a hidden truth the public isn't ready for yet. It was chaos with ring lights. Influencers took it even further. They made hour-long live streams breaking down every rumor, every facial expression, every repost. They said the leak was too perfect, too clean, too accidentally intentional. They claimed someone in the circle leaked it on purpose to expose something the public wasn't supposed to see. Some said Erika leaked the clip to play victim. Others said Usha's circle leaked it to expose Erika's behavior. The comment sections were full of digital warfare. Then came the political analysts, the ones who normally spend hours talking about taxes and foreign policy. Suddenly, they were gossiping like teenagers at lunch tables. They tried to discuss the situation professionally, but you could hear the hidden excitement in their voices. They talked about power dynamics, internal, fractures, stress points in, political marriages, and the strategic dangers of emotional exposure. They basically turned a messy, interpersonal conflict into a 3-hour TED talk. But the real earthquake came when an alleged insider posted anonymously that Erika confronted JD privately about a major campaign decision, something big enough to impact his political image. Usha reportedly overheard or was involved, and that was supposedly the root of the emotional reaction. The internet went feral. People started connecting dots that may or may not exist. They said Erika overstepped her boundaries. They said JD didn't defend Usha. They said Usha felt betrayed. None of this was confirmed, but it didn't matter. The internet builds its own truth when the official truth stays silent, and the more Usha stayed quiet, so the more people projected their own narratives onto her. Some said she was hurt. Some said she was furious. Some said she was done. And others said she was preparing a silent, calculated comeback that would collapse Erika's entire storyline like a poorly built bridge. Meanwhile, Erika kept posting like nothing was wrong. Motivational quotes, aesthetic selfies, long captions about speaking her truth. Her Instagram page became a battlefield. Supporters praised her. Critics dragged her. Neutrals were confused. And political gossip pages treated every post like a clue in a treasure hunt for the emotional truth. The tension grew so thick the internet could practically taste it. It wasn't about the clip anymore. It was about the shifting power dynamics, the blurred boundaries, the personal lines crossed, the quiet storm behind public faces. And just when people thought the scandal couldn't get bigger, the aftermath hit. And it didn't just shake the internet. It shook entire reputations. The aftermath of Usha's leaked. Emotional reaction didn't unfold quietly, it detonated. Like someone dropped a truth grenade in the middle of a political photo shoot. Suddenly, everyone realized this wasn't just a messy moment or a private disagreement caught on tape. This was the kind of fallout that leaves reputations trembling, alliances crumbling, and public perception flipping upside down like a badly parked campaign bus. And the craziest part? Neither Usha, Erika, nor JD could hide from the shockwave. The first wave hit JD Vance with full force. Reporters cornered him like he owed them money. Every microphone, every camera, every journalist asked the same burning question. What happened between Erika and Usha? And JD, still trying to pretend the world wasn't collapsing around him, gave vague answers that somehow made everything worse. The more he dodged, the more suspicious he looked. People said he looked stressed, twitchy, wooden, like a man trying to keep two volcanoes from erupting on the same day. Meanwhile, Usha's silence became louder than any dramatic statement. She didn't post. She didn't respond. She didn't defend or attack. She simply withdrew, and that silence sent shockwaves across the political world. People said she was protecting her dignity. Others said she was furious. Some claimed she was strategizing. But one thing was certain: her calm disappearance from the public eye made the emotional leak feel 10 times heavier. This wasn't dramatics. This was a woman stepping back because a line had been crossed. And Erika. Oh, Erika did not step back. If anything, she leaned in harder than ever, posting more confident quotes, more selfies, more cryptic captions. It was like she was starring in her own spin-off series while everyone else was trying to put out fires. Her supporters called her fearless. Her critics called her clueless. And the general public watched her online behavior like they were binging a reality show nobody asked for, but everyone was addicted to. Then came the political fallout, the kind that scrapes reputations like sandpaper. Analysts who once praised Erika's boldness started questioning her judgment. Commentators who once applauded JD's discipline wondered why he allowed this meltdown to go public. Even Usha, the most respected figure in the trio, found herself pulled into conversations she never wanted to be part of. Her emotional moment, something human, relatable, vulnerable, was dissected like evidence in a scandal trial. Campaign donors whispered behind closed doors. Consultants panicked. Staffers leaked anonymous comments describing tension, miscommunication, and lines crossed. The whole situation felt less like a political team and more like a messy friend. group falling apart in front of the entire country. People said Usha kept everything together behind the scenes. Others claimed Erika had become a liability. And JD, they said he looked like a man learning in real time that leadership isn't just speeches. It's handling interpersonal chaos without self-combusting. Meanwhile, the internet crafted their own version of events because when facts stay scarce, the crowd builds the narrative themselves. Some believed Erika had challenged Usha's position. Others said JD told Erika something Usha didn't know. Conspiracy theorists spun entire universes of drama involving betrayal, loyalty, ambition, and private disputes. TikTok creators insisted this was the biggest political backstory leak of the year. Twitter threads turned into investigative novels, and YouTubers made hour-long breakdowns acting like they personally attended the confrontation. But beneath all the noise, something deeper happened. The public changed how they saw each person. Usha's emotional moment made her more human, more relatable, more respected. People connected with her vulnerability in a way political spouses rarely experience. They said she carried too much pressure for too long. And this moment was proof she wasn't made of steel. She was made of heart. And that made her beloved. Erika, however, was not so lucky. Her confidence, once seen as empowering, suddenly looked reckless. Her sarcasm looked insensitive. Her cryptic posts looked manipulative. The internet decided she played a bigger role in the breakdown than she admitted. And once the internet decides something, good luck convincing them otherwise. Her reputation shifted from outspoken to out-of-pocket overnight. JD stood in the middle of the storm, watching the women around him absorb the impact while he tried and failed to look like everything was under control. People began questioning his leadership. If he couldn't manage the emotional stability of his own inner circle, how could he handle national responsibilities? Fair or not, that question echoed across political circles like a warning siren. And every time he refused to address the situation clearly, the doubts grew louder. But the biggest twist came when insiders revealed the leak wasn't accidental. People close to the situation whispered that someone intentionally released the clip because they believed the truth needed to be seen. It wasn't meant to embarrass Usha. It wasn't meant to expose Kara. It was meant to show the tension that had been bubbling for months. And once the public heard that, they started treating the leak like a symbol, a moment of vulnerability that uncovered the emotional weight behind the political smiles. In the aftermath, speeches looked rehearsed. Smiles looked forced. Public appearances felt awkward. And fans watched like hawks, analyzing every glance between Erika and Usha. Every gesture from JD, every moment where the trio stood together in public, it didn't feel like unity anymore. It felt like a fragile alliance, one argument away from crumbling. And despite all the chaos, one truth stood firm. Usha wasn't the villain. She wasn't fragile. She wasn't weak. She was the person holding everything together while the rest of the circle lost balance. The leak didn't expose her. It revealed the emotional toll she'd been carrying with quiet strength. And the public felt it, connected with it, respected it. But the story didn't end there, not even close. Because even as the dust settled, whispers spread that more footage exists, that the leaked clip was just one piece of a much bigger situation, that the tension between Erika, Usha, and JD wasn't resolved. It was brewing beneath the surface, waiting for the next spark to ignite it all over again. And there you have it. The emotional explosion Washington tried to sweep under a rug the size of the Lincoln Memorial. Usha Vance's leaked reaction didn't just expose a private moment. It cracked open the entire fault line between Erika, JD, and the political pressure cooker they pretend isn't boiling. If your brain is still trying to reboot after all this chaos, don't worry. That's exactly how real scandal hits: raw, messy, unfiltered, and absolutely impossible to ignore now before you run to the comments to argue like political detectives in a group chat nobody asked you to join. Do the one thing that keeps this madness alive. Smash that like button like it owes you 3 months of rent money. Hit it, slap it, body slam it, whatever works. And while you're on a roll, obliterate that subscribe button like you're exposing your own scandal. This channel is where emotional leaks turn into megaton bombshells, where secrets don't stay buried, and where the truth comes out louder than Erika's confidence during a controversy. Tell me in the comments, do you think the leak was intentional? Did Erika cross the line? Is JD trying to hold a political empire together with duct tape and deep breathing? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger, darker feud simmering beneath a polished campaign surface? Drop your wildest theories, your pettiest opinions, your most unhinged predictions. This community thrives on chaos, cracks, and cliffhangers. And remember, scandals don't sleep, and neither do we. The next leak, the next twist, the next emotional earthquake is already loading behind the scenes. So stay locked in, stay messy, and stay ready for the next eruption. This is Secret Scoop, where the truth gets louder, the drama gets deeper, and the tea never stops boiling.